Good morning, guys. It's about 8:30 on Friday morning. Eric is with Penelope, well, rather Penelope is napping, but Eric is on Penelope duty. So he's actually working on some stuff downstairs, and I'm up in the studio. And I'm currently uploading yesterday's vlog. I tried to upload it last night, but I think the traffic was just slow, so I'm doing it this morning, and hopefully it should be up there soon. And I have finally received the feedback from the client. It came through last night, and they definitely want some changes, so I'm gonna have to update the sketch today to reflect the changes, and then hopefully we'll be able to move on to the final by Monday. And yeah, I ended up having to ask them to bump the timeline by a day because their feedback was 2 days late. So I never like doing that, but I just don't. And if I had thought it was possible for me to finish it by the original due date, even despite their delays, I certainly would have done that. But just balancing the other client work with it and the fact that I had been planning to get at least half of that done this week, yeah, I think that there's just no way around it. So I've had to send off that email first thing this morning, so we'll see what they say. Yeah, so that's kind of going to be the morning. I'm going to try to get that sketch, get the edits made on that sketch. And then I'm also just packaging up an Etsy order here. And depending on how the morning goes, if I have time, I may try to scan a couple of those portfolio pieces that you saw me working on. And then this afternoon, Penelope and I are going to go have lunch with a friend of mine, and then after that we'll come back and try to do some more work in the studio. So that's the day, and it's a bit of a gray, cloudy day here, so I hope the lighting is okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this Etsy order packaged up, bring it down to the mailbox, and then I will come back and start working on that sketch. Do any of you all have recommendations for a good mini tripod? I'm using this one that's like, I'll try to show it, but it's like the bendy, maybe it's called the Gorilla. It's kind of a bendy little balls that are all little ball and socket joints with rubber around the edges. And it seemed like a great idea, but it honestly doesn't work all that well. And I'm curious if there are any other better ones out there. Anyway, so here is the print that I'm getting ready to send. It's just a little 5x7. And I've just recently gotten these cotton gloves for handling prints, which I'm really excited about because I've always been super careful just to hold them by the edges. But this will mean that it's a little bit easier and I can touch the surface of the print without worrying so much. So I'm just gonna sign it and then put it into this little plastic sleeve here. And then usually I will pop a business card in the back, seal it up, and then I use these rigid mailers, but just to be extra careful, I also package the print in between a couple of layers of cardboard. So I'll just kind of put it in there and then use some washi tape on the edges. I've done a whole video about Etsy. I think it was, I don't know when it was a while ago, but I'll try to link to it in the description box. And I thought about doing an updated one, but honestly not much has changed. So I'm still pretty much doing the same thing that I did when I made that initial video. So yeah, so it'll look like that. Oh, and then I usually also have a little stamp I do. And then typically I would include a little thank you postcard that I have printed, but I'm actually out of those at the moment, so I'm just gonna write thank you on the inside. All right. And I'm gonna pop it in the mailer. And I just print the shipping labels directly from Etsy, which makes it super easy. Get a little bit of a discount that way, and then I can just, since I do flat stuff, I can just pop it right in the regular mailbox. Sometimes if I'm sending out a bunch of stuff at once, I will actually like schedule a dedicated pickup, like particularly around Christmas time. What's happening here? There we go. I'm just trying not to show you guys the shipping label because I don't want to show the customer's address on YouTube. Anyway, so I'm just gonna walk that down to the mailbox and then come back and get started on the sketch. All right, it's about 11 o'clock and I have been working on incorporating the client feedback and getting the new sketches ready. I think I'm mostly where I want to be with it, but I tend to like to let things, especially if it's like related to composition, I tend to like to walk away for at least an hour or two, just so that I can take a look at it with fresh eyes and make sure that there's nothing obviously unbalanced or anything that I missed. So yeah, I'm kind of pausing on that for now, and I wanted to go ahead and scan in the 3 portfolio pieces that I have finished this week. And then I had some couple other questions, some random ones. I don't think I answered this. Do you ever, if you vlog, do you ever run into the problem of forgetting what you talked about? Or maybe that's just like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but simple question. Somebody asked how to store Gamsol, and there's some really good information on the website, and I'm blanking by the company that makes Gamblin. So if you look up the Gamblin website, they have some good information on storage and safety and all that good stuff. But from what my memory and from when I read it was that you want to be sure to store it in an airtight container and a glass or metal is preferable over plastic. So I just have mine in a glass jar. I use like a really tiny little glass jar because I don't use very much of it. So that's how I store my Gamsol. And another person asked if I could share my template for a contract with them. And I'm not like trying to be secretive about it, but it would totally depend on, I've talked, number one, I did a contracts video, and that kind of goes over like each section that you should have when you make a client contract, and I will put that in the description box. But it wouldn't really be practical for me to just share the contracts that I use, because each one is different and is tailored to, I mean, there's the major sections, but each is tailored to the client's needs and the specifics of that project. So if you want, take a look at my contracts and invoicing video, which I will link to below. And then I'm gonna sound like a broken record because I feel like I recommend this all the time, but the Graphic Artist Guild Handbook for Pricing and Ethical Guidelines, that is just super helpful, and that's what I have based most of my contracts off of. So I'll put a link to that in the description box as well. All right, and one other question. This one was in the messages section of YouTube, and I feel terrible because I've been on YouTube for like a year and a half now, and I did not realize that there was an actual like inbox for messages. I just would look through comments. So yeah, there are messages in there that are like over a year old, and some of them are really sweet, and I feel terrible that I haven't responded. So I can't remember again if I said that in the video yet or not, or if I just tweeted it, but I did want to touch on a question that somebody asked there, and that was how long it took me after deciding to go freelance, how long it took me to get clients. And I have talked about this in my art autobiography, which I will try to link below, but my timeline was a little different. Oh my gosh. My timeline was a little different because part of the reason I ended up going freelance was that I had been working full-time in-house doing like web design and just general print design stuff for a nonprofit in the area. And then when I got sick, when I was first diagnosed, I was pretty sick, and so I took a lot of time off of work. Well, actually, I quit that job, to be frank, and that was part of the reason I started drawing again, was because I was stuck in the house and a lot of days in bed or on the couch. So I didn't like make the decision to go freelance. I took time off because of health, for health reasons. And then while I was doing that, it was just so hard for me to sit there doing nothing. So I started making small illustrations of food and putting them online. And within a year of doing that, I had my first client, my first big client. I started doing private commissions and sales almost right away. Just family and friends were wanting to participate in that and buy things and commission things. But yeah, I had my first commercial client within a year. And I would say it just kind of steadily built up from there. I never really had like a big break or one, I've had like a lot of, I don't know, like small or medium breaks, I would say. I never had like one thing that just all of a sudden the floodgates opened. It's been very incremental for me. So I hope that answers that question. And yeah, if you want to learn more, just watch my art autobiography. Yeah, so that's a few questions, and I'm going to scan in those portfolio pieces, and yeah, I'm probably going to have a cup of coffee at some point soon too. All right, please ignore my shambles of a desktop in the background there. It's quite messy. So I have just turned on my scanner, which is the Epson Perfection V370. Same one I've been using for the last couple of years. And in order to connect it to my MacBook Pro, I have to use this little adapter because it doesn't have a USB port anymore. So yeah, I just use this for my printer, for my scanner, and for putting in memory cards from the camera. So, oh, looks like I've still got the last piece that I scanned in there. I need to put that in my portfolio. All right, so I'm just gonna put the image on the scanner plate and close the lid and hit preview, so it'll generate a preview. And there it is. I will edit those later and get them ready to put share online on social and then on my portfolio as well. I thought while I'm having my coffee I would take a minute to show you guys. There have been questions about my portfolio and art storage, and I think I've showed this before, but these are my portfolios. I've got a couple more on my desk, so I just keep most things in these booklets here, and then there are a few things that are too large for those, and for the large things I just put them in sleeves and have them in this drawer here. There's a bunch of them. And these are a couple of my more recent portfolios that I thought I would just flip through real quick. Moving my coffee so I don't spill. All right, so these are some roses that I did for a magazine. I think it's like it's a regional magazine, but it's called Atlanta Magazine. I think they mostly do home and garden stuff. And then these were both portfolio pieces, pineapple and some flan. And more portfolio pieces, trying to work on the birds. And then this one is from a project that I do. It's a personal project, but it's called Draw My Food. And I think I've talked about it before, but basically either on Instagram or Tumblr, people submit photos of their favorite foods with the hashtag Draw My Food. And whenever I'm able to, I do so. And then these were portfolio pieces that I was really trying to work on, examples of a smaller, simpler, less detailed style, because I wanted to be able to offer something to clients that did have more limited budgets. So I would be able to say, well, you know, this is basically a simpler style, a simpler version of what I do, and it would be something that would work within their budget. And then these are for a client. There's a lot of these, but these are for a client that was making, I already forget the kind of video game that it is, but they're in Korea, and I am not a video game person at all, so I don't really remember. I think it was like a role-playing or a first-person something or other. Is that a thing? Anyway, so these were going to be used on the cut screens. I think that's what they're called. But it's a video game about cooking. So this is, I think, a Japanese dish called oyakodon, which is like an egg yolk, and then I think that's like chicken and stuff, and then bread, and beef stew, and salad, and margarita pizza, and a sugar cookie, and a strawberry cake. Well, they said a white cake, but they wanted strawberries on it to have some color, and a hot dog, and meatloaf, and a chocolate truffle, and apple pie. These are still all for that same client, and a fried egg. I think that's the last one. Oh, nope, a couple more. Pink meringues, and spaghetti with marinara sauce. Yeah, and that's it. This was another portfolio piece, just some crackers. And this was kind of when I was first starting to use the Reeves paper regularly a couple months ago. So again, just a portfolio piece, kind of experimenting with that paper. And a burger and a pie. And then these are both from the Draw My Food project. It's a macaroon that's been bitten in half. And blueberry muffin and a Danish. And then these were sort of for Draw My Food, but they were more like food fan art that I did for the channel, the Scran line, and I did a little video about these actually, so I will try to link to that. And then these were for Vanity Fair. This was an article about a kind of modern take on the banana split. So they had butter and pecans, and obviously a banana. And this is what the banana split looked like. So very abstract, I guess, and really kind of sculptural and beautiful. And then a chocolate bar, also for Vanity Fair, and creme fraiche, more for Vanity Fair. And this is the last Vanity Fair one, was sugar, a jar of sugar. And then this is a portfolio piece. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I've used quite a bit of metallic paint in it. Was experimenting with that. Another portfolio piece. This one has a video. Actually, I think these both have videos. I think this has a video too. So, yeah. Here we go. And then this is my most recent portfolio, which I'm still filling up. I think this might be out of order because I feel like this is older than, I think this one should be in a different portfolio, but anyway, it's just an orange cake. And then this is more food fan art for one of my favorite bakeries in Boston called Flour Bakery. And they have this pastry. It's like a, well, I think they call it a sticky bun, but basically it's like a cinnamon roll with pecans and caramel. And I'm allergic to pecans, so I've never been able to try one, but I would love to try one. And then these are donuts from another local bakery. And fudge brownies. And, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna make you guys dizzy with how much I'm moving this. Ice cream. Artichoke, this definitely has a video. I think this one might too. And then this was another experiment. I tried Yupo paper or Yupo paper. I'm not sure how you say it, but it basically just isn't. I think it's a really nice paper, but it's not for me and the kind of work that I do. It's more for people who do ink and markers. Another portfolio piece, just a portrait. This was also for Draw My Food. And this was for Real Simple. This is for Real Simple, Real Simple. These are all for Real Simple, I think, for the next couple pages. This was for a segment about how to de-stem greens, how to take the stems out of like mustard greens and kale and stuff. This is a portfolio piece. I'm just obsessed with pie. upside down. Coconut, cardinal, more real simple, pina colada and curry, and more real simple. This is an herb box and a CSA box. This was a real challenge for me to do it this small. My instinct was to do it a lot bigger, but I really have been trying to get better at working at a smaller scale just because it helps keep the time more manageable for me. And this is for real simple as well. It's a segment about using everything bagel spice mix on the crust of your pizza, which sounds like a delicious idea, and I want to try it at some point. I still haven't gotten around to it, but tangerine. Hope this isn't boring. And strawberry, s'more. Getting to the end here. And then these are the some more recent portfolio pieces. I've done some portraits. I was trying to do like a larger scale, which is definitely what I'm more comfortable with, and then also a smaller scale. Andy Warhol and Julia Child. As you can see, there's a significant difference in the level of detail I can get if I'm larger versus if I work larger versus if I work smaller. And then our former president. And then I'm going to put the new pieces that I just finished in here. All right, so I hope you liked seeing a little look into my portfolio. Let me know if you would like to see more, and I can go into older ones as well in a future video. So I'm gonna put those new pieces away in the portfolio, and then pretty soon here actually I'm gonna have to get myself and Penelope ready. It's like 11:30, so we're gonna head to have lunch with my friend and then and her baby as well, and then we'll come back and do more work later in the afternoon. All right, it is about 2 o'clock, a little bit after 2, and our afternoon plans ended up changing because my friend who I was going to have lunch with actually had to cancel. She has a brand new baby, like still a newborn, and she had forgotten, oops, better scoot back from the desk. And she had forgotten that we were getting together. So I totally empathize with that. I remember a few days that I had like that when Penelope was first born as well. Yeah, that's you. That's you. That's you. Anyway, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but she just woke up from her nap. That was a side benefit to the plans canceling, was that she definitely got a really good nap, and I was able to get actually just some more work done. I just had a quick lunch at home and then just got right back to the studio. Yeah, I think since she's just woken up, we're probably gonna try to head out for a walk because it's supposed to rain later, and she hasn't gotten out today since we didn't end up going to lunch. But before we head out, I did want to show you that I just got these in the mail. And the glasses that I'm wearing now, somebody asked about them a while ago, but I got these. I'm like a total old person. I got these in a 3-pack on Amazon, and they've been totally fine. They're just reading glasses. But they do, I have to like repurchase the 3-pack periodically because I lose them all the time. I think because they're so cheap, I don't really take very good care of them. And the hinges are not just inexpensive, but actually like poorly made. Not poorly made, they're cheap. They're cheap glasses, and I lose them, and they break down. So I had never done Warby Parker before, and Eric did a while ago, and he actually didn't end up getting any. He's very picky about his glasses, and he didn't like any of them. So but I'm not as picky, as evidenced by the fact that I'm willing to get them in 3-packs on Amazon. So I figured I would go ahead and give it a try. So I haven't opened the box yet, and I'm trying to show here, Penelope would really like to open the box. So yeah, we're gonna do that now, and I thought I would show you guys what they look like. All right, so opening the box. And here's what they look like, all wrapped up. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can do this one-handed while holding the baby. Actually, let me put, maybe I should just put down the camera. Let's see if that will work. La-di-da. All right. Well, you got a good view of Penelope. Okay. I think that'll work for now. Let me at least just take them all out of the little baggies that they come in. All right, here's the first pair. I don't know, I'll have to look at them in the mirror, I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think. All right, there's the first pair. Oh, do you want to try them on? No? No, I'm not gonna eat them. And the second pair, these ones I was really interested in on the website. Oh, it's hard to get a good shot without much glare. I don't know if they even do anti-glare lenses, but if they do, I would definitely want to do that. Oh, are you getting frustrated because I won't let you have the glasses? Here, how about soaking instead? We'll see how long this lasts. Second pair. Third pair. Oh, these ones are definitely comfortable. I have a pretty big head, so that's sometimes challenging with buying glasses, but these ones feel really comfortable. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, those are very tortoiseshell. And the last pair. Oh, I like these too. I like these on the website. I like how they're kind of a soft brown. Almost done. All right. Oh, I like these a lot. Somebody else has kind of pinched them. They're a little bit off center. Oh, I'm sorry. Almost done. All right. Well, let me know what you guys think if you have a favorite of the 5. I probably will get one of them just because I think they're all reasonably cute, and they would all be better quality than the ones I have from my 3-pack on Amazon, which have served me well for the last couple years though, so I probably shouldn't knock them too much. All right, so we are gonna head out for the walk and then probably come back here and just try to get some more work done. All right, it is about, it's 4:30, 4:35, and Penelope is taking a 3rd nap. It's pretty late in the day for a nap, but we're in this awkward place where she doesn't quite sleep late enough for nap number 2 to make it all the way to bedtime. So I'm just gonna let her sleep for a few minutes and then wake her up. We have been out for a walk and to the grocery store. And I think I'm gonna make dinner or try to pull together dinner. I'm just gonna do like something simple like a bean salad, I think. I'll try to do that while she's sleeping, and then I'll get her up and then nurse her and give her dinner and then do her bedtime routine. And then I also sent off the modified sketch to the client. And am waiting to hear back, just a confirmation that the edits are what they were looking for, and if I get those, I'll try to do some work on that this evening. And yeah, so I think probably I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here or pretty soon, just because moving into the evening time and it's just too crazy with her to vlog at the same time. Tomorrow, I know my plan was to do a full week's worth of vlogs, and usually I would work on a Saturday, or at least work some of the day, but this week Saturday is actually Eric and my anniversary, so we are taking a little day trip and we're gonna drop Penelope off with my parents. So I probably won't be vlogging that, so instead I will do another day of vlogs next week, so this coming week. So I think you guys will be watching this that I'm filming tomorrow So there won't be a new vlog on Sunday, but there will be a vlog sometime early next week. So keep an eye out for that. And overall, the feedback from you all has been really positive on these. It seems like you like seeing them. So I am going to try to do them more often, certainly more often than I have been doing. And it helps now that I have a decent vlogging camera and don't have to use my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna make dinner, and I think that probably will be it for today. So I will see you all. I won't see you in the morning because I'm not doing another vlog tomorrow, but I'll see you soon. I'll see you whenever I see you. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's it. Bye.